good. We're back. It's working. We're so back. Mothers, wives, daughters, husbands, fathers, children, young and old. Welcome back to the Bigs Recap Show. It's week 12. And as always, I'm your host, I'm your commissioner, and it is my fucking absolute honor to be back dropping F-bombs with the boys. I am Timmy Westside. Had a little 2-week hiatus. No harm, no foul. We all needed it. The league needed it. We're back. We're better for it. Quick heads up before we get into this. We all had that one tie. Not going to count it in terms of our records when I'm talking standings, when I'm talking wins, losses. Even though the schedule has matchup 12 on it. No. We're week 11. We had 11 times to go out there and win or go out there and shit the bed. We'll talk more about that later. You might have hated this little break. You might love it because it's anyone's season. Doesn't matter if you're top. Doesn't matter if you're bottom. Doesn't matter if you're hot. No lead is safe. It is wide open for the rest of the year. And this week is a clear-cut proof of that because we had 4 teams that were divided by 7 points or less. In football and any outdoor sport, the weather is the great equalizer. Well, COVID equalized everything. Equalized? Anyone's game. Let's get into it with the kids earned it. I'm not talking about the champ. I'm talking about the comeback kid. 163.7 over the Breakfast Club, who had 145.3. The kid was led by Florida players, the cop, Bobrovsky, 20.2 points, and Huberto, 15.2 points. Down in Florida, they don't care about COVID, clearly, because they just kept the fucking train rolling. Bootsy now has a 4-game winning streak, and with a record of 7-4, is now tied top of the table with the champ for the number 1 overall spot. The kid was 3-4, struggling. We were questioning him. What are you doing, Bootsy? Ripping off these blockbuster deals. Get your elbows out, Bootsy. You earned it. The Breakfast Club, on the other hand, 3-8 now. They fall to honestly 145.3. As I had mentioned, good effort this week. Tight games. He would have been in all of them. Unless he played me, he would have dominated me. We'll get into my shit show later. Competitive week, but it's still the second lowest scoring point total of the week. He does now hold the last spot. It's his with Jacob winning. We'll get into that later. I know, it's been weeks. You're asking for the poop your pants scale. You're wondering how this kid's doing. We've been too nice to him. Let's give him one more week. Get his legs under him again. But I don't got to tell him anything. He just got to look at the man in the mirror. He knows he's got to turn it around. On to game number 2. Unfortunately, Timmy Westside, 98.2. Fucking brutal. Rubber Puckies runs all over me with 148.2. Rubber Puckies is now 6-5 on the year. Pulls into tied for 3rd and 4th place with Timmy Westside. 1 game back from the top 2 boys. I'll show you the standings after, don't worry. Huge win for the kid. Landeskog, the captain. Ken Dog needed him. He delivered 26.1 points, was the highest player total of the week. Darcy Kemper right behind him, 16.2 points. His Colorado Avalanche led the way. He's on a 2-game winning streak now too. I'm on a 2-game losing streak. I suck. Timmy Westside can't even crack 100 points on the week. Listen, I could say that, Ken had 7 more games than me. No. As I'd mentioned earlier, for the rest of the year, it's It's going to be a coaching battle more than anything. It's a war of attrition. And Timmy Westside, the man at the helm, he didn't do his job this week. And it showed up on the scoreboard in a big spot. He now drops his second straight, but a lot of puck left. One game back, just like Kenny, from the top dogs. Can't get too mad, but I mean, just a lackluster effort. Well done, Kenny. Let's move on to the last game. We got, talking about kids getting hot at the right time, Burt Macklin squad. If you remember, going into the break that last week, he was going on to a 6-game losing streak. He beats the wheels off Timmy Westside, and then this week goes after the champ, takes him down 152.7 over the Borland Backhanders, who recorded 148.3. Now 4-7. Jacob is no longer tied for last place. He is out of the basement. Again, I've said this with every game this week, and I'm going to keep saying it. Any given Sunday, any given week, anyone can win. Jacob is proof of the pudding. Is that the saying? The proof is in the pudding. Nailed it. Rust. I mean, we heard about him all week. 20 points to lead his team. Vasilevsky, number 2. Anders Barkov. That's not it. Xander Barkov. Nailed it. They take down the champ. And the Borland Backhanders, I mean, there was one point when I was talking Dynasty. Put it out there. Since then, he's dropped back-to-back losses, including the 2-week break. He hasn't won in a month. But he's still 7-4 on the year, still tied in that top seed. Juicy Saros, the juicy man, 27.5 points. He was the highest point getter in all players and goalies. Nady MacDog, 19.6. Roman Josi, 15.6. It didn't matter. Jacob took him down. His team was very top heavy this week. Other than Juicy, the bubblegum guy, his goalies only had one other win, and all of his players, there were only 3 of them that had 10 points or more. So his big dogs didn't show up, and the Burt Macklin squad takes care of business. Good job, buddy. That's all I've got for you boys this week. Quick little wrap up. Great to be back. Couple things, house cleaning items. If we were to keep the same structure that we had going into this season, it would be a 18-game regular season, not including our tie. So there'd be 19 matchups, but we would be playing an 18-week season. I think that works. That still gives us our 3 weeks of playoffs that don't get compromised by coaches and players and teams that are kind of that aren't in contention. So I'll put up a poll. 18 game week season. You know what I'm trying to say. I'm rusty. Clearly, my team sucked. So vote on it. If no, we could go 19, but we're adding on that extra week where we don't normally play. It's up to you, boys. Now, I promised. Let's look at the standings. I have to edit that, so I hope it's here. Comeback Kid, 7-4, tied with the Borland Backhanders, 7-4. Rubber Puckies and Timmy West side, now right there, 6-5 each. The Burt Macklin squad coming in at 5th with now 4-7, and the Breakfast Club 3-8. One game back from Jake. That's it, boys. Great to be back. Boop.